Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. In this chance and opportunity, I would like to review about Duolingo application. So, let's check it out. Story of Duolingo. Duolingo is a free language learning application created by Louis Bonan and Severin Hacker, which was founded on November 30, 2011. Duolingo was first released generally on June 19, 2012. Louis Bonan and Severin Hacker and is a consulting professor at the Department of Computer Science at Carnegie Mellon University, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States, while Hacker is a graduate student. Apart from being available in the web version, this application is also available in the Android and iOS versions. As of November 2016, the app provides 66 different language courses available in 23 languages. There are 22 more courses still being developed. Around 120 million users from all over the world have registered on these applications. English courses for Indonesian users are available and used by 3 million users. Meanwhile, Indonesian language courses for English speakers are still in the development stage. Introduction. The Duolingo application is an application with gamification techniques that will help us become more proficient and is considered effective in developing foreign language skills. Also, supported by the availability of various languages in it such as Indonesian, Spanish, French, Italian, German, Portuguese, and Dutch, as well as English naturally. 5 advantages of Duolingo. The first, gamification. Duolingo uses gamification to make language learning fun and interesting. For example, this application rewards users in the form of points and badges for completing lessons. The second, accessibility. Duolingo is available for free on iOS and Android devices, as well as on the web, where it can be accessed with the internet and smartphone or computer. The third, short lessons. Duolingo lessons are designed to be short and focused, making it easy for users to fit language learning into their busy schedules. The lesson in this app can be completed in just 5 till 10 minutes, making it ideal for people who are learning a language on the go. The next is multiple languages. Duolingo offers courses in more than 30 languages, including popular languages like Spanish, French, and German, as well as lesser-studied languages like Navajo and Hawaiian. And the last, adaptive learning. Duolingo uses artificial intelligence to personalize the learning experience for each user. The app adapts to the user's strengths and weakness and adjusts the difficulty level of the lesson. This ensures that users are always challenged but not overwhelmed. The next is 5 disadvantages of Duolingo. The first is limited speaking and listening practice. While Duolingo offers some speaking and listening practice, the app primarily focuses on reading and writing. This means that users may not develop their speaking and listening skills as effectively as traditional language courses. The second is limited grammar explanation. Duolingo doesn't provide in-depth explanation of grammar rules and concepts. While this may be sufficient for some users, others may have difficult understanding the rules and their application in different contexts. The third is overemphasis on vocabulary. Duolingo lessons focus heavily on mastering vocabulary, which may not be the most effective way to learn a language. While vocabulary is important, students also need to understand the grammar, syntax, and cultures of the language they are studying. Next is the fourth, lack of immersion. Duolingo learning takes place in a vacuum, without context or exposure to real-life situations. This can make it difficult for students to apply what they have learned in real-life situations. The fifth is limited input. Duolingo input is limited to true or false. While this may be enough for some students, others may benefit from more detailed feedback about their mistakes and how to correct them. This is Duolingo application implementation in improving English vocabulary. For this figure 1, illustration of the Duolingo application in each achievement day. This is an example of a user who is absent from learning activities with the Duolingo application from the day first until the last day or the last day in 7th day. The next feature is educational interface in the form of a Duolingo application game. This is an example of each user's stage in learning the application Duolingo. There's from beginning from the start until the finish. Next feature is enrichment learning education auditory and oral practice application Duolingo. In this challenge, the users are challenged to answer questions using by audio. Okay. The next is the feature 4, repetition process and practice vocabulary. Tutorial on how to apply Duolingo.
Subscription. So how do you use Duolingo? Well, the first step is to open the app and you'll be run through the setup process. Choose the language you wish to learn, answer questions on how you heard about the app and why you're learning the language. Then you'll be asked how often you intend to study each day, whether you wish to allow notifications, and whether you are a complete beginner or already have some knowledge of the language. If you say you already have some knowledge of the basics, Duolingo will put you through a test to ascertain your level of knowledge. However, for this demonstration, I'll choose to start from scratch. You then go straight into the first lesson. Each lesson is broken up into 10 or so separate questions. The questions are varied, requiring you to identify words, translate and transcribe sentences, and repeat sentences by speaking into the microphone. Having completed the first lesson, you'll be asked to create a profile. You'll need to do this in order to save your progress. Provide your age, name, email address and a password, and you're ready to go. Having created your profile, you'll land on the main screen, and in the center of the screen is what is referred to as the tree, with all the different language categories that make up the course. You can see that we start with introductions followed by phrases, travel, restaurants, so on and so forth. Each category has 5 levels and each level has 4 lessons. Lessons and levels get progressively harder. You move up to the next level by either completing the 4 lessons or you can click the key to take a test. thereby unlocking the next level and skipping the lessons for the level you're currently on. Using the key, however, requires a certain number of gems which you accumulate as rewards for your progress. Before starting a lesson, I recommend reviewing the tips which provide a much more thorough explanation of the grammar you'll be learning in the lesson. For every lesson you complete, you receive XP points, and for every level you complete, you receive a crown, which nicely brings me on to the menu options. The top menu starts by showing you the language you're currently learning. The next icon tells you how many crowns you've accumulated. When you reach 10 crowns, you unlock stories, which I'll show you in just a second. The next icon along is the flame, which indicates how many consecutive days you've been using Duolingo. Here you can change how much time you wish to spend learning each day. If you skip a day or fail to reach your daily XP quota by not studying for long enough, your flame will revert back to 0. The heart icon indicates how many lives you have left. Remember, you lose a heart every time you get a question wrong, and your 5 hearts are replenished each day. If you run out of hearts, you can choose to practice. You'll receive an additional heart on completion of every practice round. In the corner of this window is your total gems. Remember, you can use gems to skip lessons and level up by clicking the key. Or they can be used in the shop, which I'll show you shortly. The last option on this menu item is a link to sign up to Premium, which will, among other things, give you unlimited hearts. If we move to the bottom menu, the first icon simply takes you back to the main screen. Next to that is Stories, which, as I mentioned, is unlocked when you complete 10 levels or receive 10 crowns. Stories are conversations where you're asked questions regarding the vocabulary used in the conversation. They offer a nice twist and an alternative learning experience to the normal lessons in the tree. Next on the bottom menu is your profile page. Here you can see stats about your progress, you can search for friends who are also using Duolingo, and you can see your achievements. Clicking on Claim converts these achievements into gems. The shield icon is a leaderboard for Duolingo users at the same level as you. You progress up the leaderboard based on the number of XP points you receive by completing your daily lessons. If you're on top of the leaderboard at the end of the timer, you'll move up to the next league. The final 2 menu options in the bottom right corner of the screen is the news feed, showing you the latest information from Duolingo, and the shop, where you can exchange your gems to buy things like outfits for the Duolingo owl mascot. Finally, once you complete a certain number of categories, you reach a checkpoint. Checkpoints will test your level of comprehension and are generally harder than the tests at the end of each level. Passing this checkpoint unlocks the next part of the tree and more bonus content such as stories. If you're learning Spanish, there are 7 checkpoints in total to complete the course. And that is a quick look at how to use Duolingo.
So, the conclusion is Duolingo is a popular and accessible tool for learning languages. But like any tool, it has advantage and disadvantage. The app's gamifications, accessibility, bite-sized lessons, language variety, and adaptive learning are significant advantages. However, limited speaking and listening practice, limited grammar explanation, overemphasis on vocabulary, lack of comprehension, and limited feedback are potential weaknesses. Ultimately, Duolingo's effectiveness as a language learning tool depends on the learner's goals, learning style, and level of commitment. While it can be a useful complement to traditional language courses, it may not be the best choice for students looking to achieve fluency. Okay, thank you everyone for your attention. And the last finally, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.